Welcome to the Run Radio podcast. My name is Trina Wilcox, and there is a great event happening this Saturday, and it is called the Monster Makers event. And my guest Jared's going to tell us a little bit about what he's going to be doing at the bar. Welcome.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for having me.
So what are
Sorry.
you going to be doing for us?
Well, we are going to do a mocktail bar for the event. We're gonna have like 5 different drinks, and they're all made in-house, and we're gonna try to showcase those.
Ooh, sounds like fun. Do we get to have a little hear what the menu's going to be?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So, couple, I'm making a blueberry shrub, and in case nobody knows what that is, a shrub is it's a drink that they used to drink in the 1700s, where the base is apple cider vinegar, and they infuse it with sugar and then a whole lot of fruit. In this case, we'll be doing a blueberry shrub, and then it's just over ice with some club soda on top. So it's nice, refreshing, and kind of tangy.
That sounds good. I mean, I'll do shots of apple cider vinegar. So I think if you actually
Oh,
added
okay.
flavor,
Yeah, you love it.
it would probably be great.
Yeah, it'll definitely appeal to like the kombucha crowd and everything. So
cool.
it's up that alley. Yeah.
All right. So
And
that sounds great.
yeah, and then we're doing this one's pretty basic. It's just a strawberry and kiwi soda. So yeah, just infused a bunch of strawberry and kiwis together, and that's also a club soda. And then one of James's drinks is a mango pineapple habanero mojito. So it's a mouthful to say. But it's going to be made with crushed basil, mint, and lime, and it's kind of a zesty and peppery summer drink. And then let's see, what's our next one? Yes, and then we have the spiced apple and pear ginger fizz. So it's mixed with cinnamon and served over ice with a sweet and spicy kick to it. And then we have a cold brew mudslide. It's kind of a creamy, like, are you familiar with cold brew coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it's like the coffee steeped for like 24 hours, and it's going to be sweet and nice, refreshing drink. And then I think let's see here. Yeah, I covered them all. That's it.
Yeah. Cool. How long have you been doing drinks?
Almost 20 years.
Oh, wow.
I'm a bartender, so this is a little different. I usually don't make that many mocktails, but yeah, we're doing it for this event.
Do you find it harder to make a mocktail and make it come out with the flavors that you expect?
It's more like sometimes you find yourself with mocktails, it's easy to kind of just do the same thing, but with just different flavors. You just kind of you can fall into that trap. But to like really appeal to like a former drinking crowd, it can be kind of hard, but there's some good substitutes out there.
What made you want to start making drinks and serving them anyway?
Oh, oof. I guess the first time I went to a bar, I just kind of became fascinated with the kind of alchemist quality to it behind the bar, and then you're kind of the center of attention, but not too much. So it's kind of gratifying in that regard.
I've never been a big drinker, but there's something appealing about watching the magic happen back there. And I'm sure it's even more intense when you are behind the scenes. What's one of the most challenging things as a bartender that you're up against that we as your patrons probably have no idea that you deal with?
There's a few things, but really like having all the eyes on you while you're making several different drinks, and people not realizing, like, an experienced bartender has a good idea of who's at the bar first, and we're trying to do it in order of first come first serve, and not everyone always gets that, especially after they've had a couple and they become impatient, and you just kind of see everyone staring at you and people trying to flag you down, or yell your name out, and it can get a little frustrating in like really high intense situations like that, but you get used to it.
When it comes to knowing your drinks, is there pretty much, I know there are some standards, but are there also a lot of drinks that are just, they have the same name for a different, people will call something that's like, "Oh, that's what you meant," and you have to try to figure it out?
Yeah, there's a lot of regional differences too.
Okay.
Like there's some people will order a Cuba Libre, which is essentially just a rum and coke with a lime like muddled in there. So it's like the most pretentious simple drink. But there's stuff like a Vegas bomb, which everyone has a totally different conception of what a Vegas bomb is, and what one is. Even in Springfield, different bars do them completely different, let alone regionally. And I bartended in Seattle for the last 8 years, up until COVID, and no one even knew what a Vegas bomb was out there. It was a completely different drinking culture. So
What's the
stuff like that.
most what's the most complicated drink you've ever had to make?
Oh, uh, a Singapore sling is pretty intensive, but mostly just a lot of different ingredients. So you're kind of running around the bar trying to get it all because they're, that drink tends to have everything's just spread out. But a Ramos Gin Fizz is kind of the bane of the bartender. It takes like 10 minutes to shake.
Oh my goodness.
It's incredibly labor intensive, and on a busy night, you do not want to hear someone order that. But fortunately, most people don't know that drink.
Yeah. What's your go-to
Now I
drink?
regret having even mentioned it.
Really? What's your go-to drink?
Oh, I if it's not beer, like some sort of craft beer, something heavy like a Trappist ale or a triple or a stout. If it's a cocktail, just a gin and tonic. Yeah,
Do you do you mess around with making your own drinks very often?
I do. I always have a few different projects going at home, but yeah, usually it's a pretty straight, simple go to. But yeah, I had this one thing I'm working on at home. It's a like a spicy tamarind infusion I have with bourbon, and I'm still working on it though. It's a little too tart.
With the rise of the mocktails and so many people just not drinking these days, do you see
Yeah.
yourself getting more into that?
Yeah. Most craft cocktail bars now will have a little side menu of mocktails. So yeah, it's especially the younger crowd tends to they're less heavy of drinkers, which ultimately is healthy and good and all, but it definitely has changed the industry significantly.
What would be a good thing for someone not familiar with a mocktail list to order when they go up to, maybe it's a bar that doesn't even have the mocktail menu or anything? What could they get that they're going to be not
Oh, like
completely disappointed in?
okay. Let's see, that kind of threw me off guard. Usually, let's see. Well, now like something like most bars would have.
Yeah.
Um, Usually if they have ginger beer, there's a lot they could play around with different fruit. Like if the bar has various fruit syrups and whatnot, if they make their own. Like every bar is going to have grenadine, so you can always like do grenadine and like soda or Sprite, which that's just a Shirley Temple. But a Shirley Temple is going to be at every single bar. Or a lemonade. Every bar is going to have lemon juice, and if you want like a house made lemonade, you can get one right on the spot. That's not just sweet and sour. If they have like lemon juice, simple syrup, soda water.
Very cool. Okay, so we're going to get to see you demonstrate your mocktail skills this Saturday. Tell
Yeah.
everybody again the time and where they can exactly find you.
Sorry. Well, I knew that part. It's noon to 4
Yes.
at Kaiju Coffee in the
Drew Lewis Foundation building, I think.
Yes, the Fairbanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
Fairbanks. Yes.
yes, yes.
Yes. So
I just realized I forgot the name of the building.
yeah, no, I wanted to make sure people do know that it's a
Yes,
little bit to find, but you're going to have a great time when you get there.
yes.
And if people want to come find you after that for some of your drink skills, do you want to share that?
Yes, I work at the Warehouse Bar. It's on West Sunshine, 2463 West Sunshine. It's in a big warehouse right next to US Automotive. And we usually have a couple, like a food truck or two, and then we also have a couple little restaurants, kind of like a food hall style. Um, but yeah, Warehouse Bar, West Sunshine.
All right. Sounds
There every
great. Thanks so
weekend.
much for sharing. And we
All
will
right.
see you on Saturday.
All right. See you then. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks, Jared.
Bye.